Hello, everyone. Hello, everyone. Nice to have you guys here again on another day. I apologize for that. We're experiencing technical difficulties. As you guys know, that happens from time to time, especially with devices. You just never know. Sometimes it's raining and, we're having internet issues. So just please bear with us. And I'm sorry that we're late. So few announcements, few projects I'm working on. As you guys know, Be Detective G in an up and coming series. Hello, Christine. Um, I'll be Detective G. I have Detective G down packed. I hope you guys love Detective G as much as I love. I think I am in love with her, so I really have been working hard on this project. There'll be a few other things that will be coming out in. I think it'll be about 20 projects, hey, Siobhan, in less than a year. So let me tell you guys something. If you guys really through it, like, there should be nothing more, no one but our Heavenly Father that puts you like at a stop to all of this. Keep working, keep going forward. And anyway, that's enough about that because I can go on with, working on this, I'm working on that. Oh, before I forget, I'm supposed to be recognized for my civil justice organization. So if you guys have any family mates, especially in the state of Florida, it's where I'm from. So I get a lot of calls from families there. If there's an injustice going on within the system and they're incarcerated, please contact me and my organization, and we'll make sure that we take care of that. But anyways, enough about that. Let's introduce who I'm excited about. To Trappa. How you doing?
How you doing? How you doing? How you doing?
I'm good. They've been excited. They've been excited to see you. Did you just tell me I'm going in and out? It's the mic because I have it connected. Hang on. Let me know if that's better. Um, to Trappa, how you doing? Okay, so I want to tell you guys something. When it comes to my 321 county, any of them can ask for an interview. I'm gonna make that happen. They can be like, Anna, I need a special interview, and that interview is gonna happen. I don't care what I'm doing. I will drop and I will do because these are my people. So you could tell them what county we're talking about, where we're talking about, and just tell them about you being homegrown, a little bit about your past, and then we'll go on to the other question.
Well, I go by the name of Trappa. I'm originally from Fort Pierce, Florida, small town. But I've been in Brevard County since 2000. Might as well say this is my home right here. So I was raised up at Egali, Florida. 321 Brevard County, baby.
EG, that's my home. And so you guys, that's my home. Every time I say I'm going home, that's where I go home to. So I go to my parents' house there. All I'll say is they live right there, right by Creole Elementary. Anybody that knows the area knows where I'm talking about. Right there, right by Creole Elementary School. So if you know EG, you'll know exactly where it's at and what neighborhood it's at. So you being from EG, I know. Tell us a little bit about growing up there and seeing the different stages that you went through.
Well, me growing up, I had my challenges coming from another city. I wouldn't say trying to fit in, but being a new kid on the block.
Mm-hmm.
Had a couple challenges, what I'm saying, coming up. Then actually me coming up, taking on music, becoming an artist. Became an artist at the age of 12. I just kept working on it. I had my ups and downs. I had my stumbles. I've been in this county jail a couple times, but I learned from all my situations. I mean, was a lot of challenges growing up around here and on the come up, but I thank God for all of it. I thank God for all of it.
Without that, I don't think you'd be where you're at, and we're gonna get to that really, really soon. One thing I'll say that I noticed, sometimes you have to leave Brevard for a minute to recoup yourself because it can be a bottomless pit.
Yes.
It can be a bottomless pit. I thought you were saying something. I'm sorry. I didn't want to be rude. It can be a bottomless pit, and it can take you down if you don't go ahead and I'm sorry about that. That's what I get for messing with my device, huh? But it can be a bottomless pit if you don't pull away from a lot of the mess that goes on out there. You know what I mean? And I think even you probably have had to realize, wait a minute, I have to get out of the mess. You know what I'm saying? And dedicate myself fully to the music, because the hustle can get, I know, EG, you know what I'm saying? The hustle can get and can pull many people in and get you into trouble that you don't need to be into when you have all these other talents. And then just sometimes the hardships that truly are out there. And I just feel like it's almost like a vicious circle. And if anybody knows the state of Florida, I think it's number 3 in the nation with incarcerations. They will incarcerate. Hey, if you ain't gone to jail in any other state, I always say Georgia and Florida, you will probably end up in jail.
Yeah, you're gonna feel it too. You're gonna feel it there. You're gonna feel it in those 2 states.
I'm telling you.
You will feel it.
So what? Okay. That was a little bit because I wanted to introduce home, and I wanted to show that people can change. People can change. We've all done dumb things, right? And we've had the negative. But out of that negative, when was that turning point that you said, hold up, I got this talent. I'm going to use this talent like there is no tomorrow to get you to where you're. And I have to say it, guys, I'm so proud to interview him, and I'm trying to make it my business and find how I'm going to do this on my schedule to get down to West Palm Beach to watch him perform, to open up for Plies, because it's a huge deal, right? It's Plies. So especially for him, you know, he says that's one of his favorite rappers, so you didn't hear that from me. He can tell you himself. But what was that turning point that you were like, I'm tired of this, I'm gonna work on my on my music?
Well, I'm fresh 30 right now. I want to say when I was around 28, 27. I'm an ex-felon. So I've been in and out of jail and out of trouble. And I like you said, you can get caught up into that life. You can get caught up. You can be one of those crabs in the bucket getting pulled down, or you can climb out of that bucket. And it took for me this watching my loved ones, like me losing loved ones, losing close ones, me being locked up, doing time and seeing who's actually there for you. And I did 2 prison beds, and my second bed I just got to the point I got out and I said, I'm just gonna do everything different, because the way I'm doing it, it's not working. So I have to do everything different. I have to change up everything. Even my rap now, I used to go by Trappa. I just added the 2 just for a second chance. You feel me? 2 is after the confirmation of them. So once I got out, I seen that everything was different. Like everything's different. The world's different now. It's crazy now. So in order to succeed, you have to evaluate yourself and people, and actually focus on, look at it and look forward at the road, or you're gonna forever drive off the road.
I like how you said that about the second chance. I love that, actually, because I think that then it kind of gave you a different attitude, didn't it? Even when you were doing your music, and you know, from the root, right? But your music too and everything else. Am I right at assuming this? Or
You're absolutely right. It gave me a whole different. It gave me a different look on music, the things I talk about. If you listen to any one of my old songs, it was more violent. As I got older and see, it's not really about that. It's about someone can actually learn from your situation, or something that you can, a song or words that you can actually touch someone else and make a difference in their life. So when I seen that, I just started talking about the things that I actually go through, not just what I see.
gotcha. So when, okay, how, and I had to think about how I was going to ask that to where it would be maybe the right wording, right? So how was that when you were telling certain people, you know, hey, I'm cool with you, I'm cool with what you do or whatever, but I'm just not doing the same thing musically, so forth, so on. Did you gain haters?
Yes, a lot. It's a lot of people. It's a lot. Actually, it's a lot. Yes, a lot. It's when you actually change, you're trying to change. Some people can't accept that, and they're used to you being a certain way, and they'll try to steer you back into that way. So when you telling the guy no, or I don't want to do this, or I ain't gonna hit this type of drug, or I'm not. They're looking at you like, oh, you think you're better than us now, or it's not that. I want difference in life. I want to grow. So you got to give yourself a chance to grow. Yes.
And I love that. When from you coming out and you making these changes within your life, how, okay, wait. I want to kind of rewind. He's got a story to tell, and he kind of mentioned it to me, and I hope I'm not overstepping my boundaries on our pre-interview, because everybody knows I like to pre-interview before we actually come on air, because I like it. I like the chemistry to be good with anybody I interview. But you were here in ATL at one point in your life. You meet a certain artist. Do you mind sharing?
That was back in 2000, and I believe 2011. That was back in 2011. Yeah, I was up there. I was in Fulton County, Atlanta, Georgia. One of my a dear good friend of mine was up there doing shows, and I was just chilling in the car up there promoting my music. And it was just had a little funny moment. We ran into this guy that looked like Plies. So you know me, I'm young. I'm just tripping out, joking on him, and come to find out it was this guy. And I had like 20 minutes to talk to him, but I missed that second. Yes. It's funny how God works.
And you know what's funny about it is he's actually opening up for him. But if you listen to his music, it's and I don't compare one another, because I think every artist has their own way, right? But he's on that level. He's on Plies level. He's you know, for my Florida folks, right? Because we love Plies out there, right? I don't know about the rest of y'all, but I know I used to rock him all the time, and still do listen to his music. Not as much as I used to, because I don't do the go. I do, if I hear something, I'll listen to it, I'll be like, that's good, well, so forth, so on. So you're sitting there, you're frozen, you're like, ah, that was really Plies.
I actually had a chance to walk up to his car, but by the time he recognized me, I think I kind of spooked him. Not really spooked him, but you know, he's a celebrity. You have to protect yourself.
No.
And also like, man. Man, that was my moment. That was my moment.
So, but 10 years later, you said that's around 2011. 10 years later, you're opening up for him. Tell us a little bit about that, and then, you know, where it's going to be at. The flyer is up. I did put it up with the interview for anybody interested in driving down to West Palm Beach, for whoever's not from Florida, but whoever feels like driving out there. He will be out there. Give some information if you have it on hand, and then I'll go on to the next question. I'm loving interviewing you too, Trappa. I'm just loving it.
Yes. This is my last show I did in Vero Beach. One of my promoters, he actually got me. He actually knows a friend in Palm Beach, Florida, and he's throwing a birthday bash. So I don't know how he's kind of connected with Plies, but I got the flyer. He was like, anyone want to open up? We got a couple slots. I sure. I called that. All right, well, cool. Hit me up by the deadline. I just want to patch it in. I got on and I'm like, damn. I'm like, wow, this is like a dream come true. But it's just a dream come true. But yes, it's the Boss King birthday bash. It'll be at Player House 2 in Palm Beach, Florida.
What can you give them the address, in case anybody's interested in driving down south, or will be, because of the holiday weekend, will be in Florida this weekend. If you could give them the address, the hours that it will go on, and then I'll go on to ask you the next question.
Yes, it'll be at 8340 Research Road in Palm Beach, Florida. And it'll be going. I'll be there about around 12 o'clock. I think it'll starting around 11. It'll be a sold out event. It'll be a sold out event.
Yeah, y'all heard it here first, you know, and it's 4th of July weekend, which some people celebrate it, some people don't. It's all up to you, but it's still on this weekend. So go out and show both these guys support. You know, everybody else performing, well, I don't really know them, so it is what it is. But go show Trappa support and go show Plies support. And lunchtime with Anna would greatly appreciate it. Now, we already kind of established this, but you may be other places as well. Where exactly are you based from?
I'm based from Eagle, Florida.
Yeah, that's my home. Every time he says it, I get so happy. Home sweet home. Home sweet home. So EG. And the only way you call EG is if you're from there, because EG now became Melbourne. So it's no longer EG, but to us folks that are from EG, we know that it was EG at one point. So to us, it's still EG. That's home. So like I said, that's home. So now my next question to you is, what is your motivation to do what you do?
My motivation, my family, friends, things I've been through, kids out here. We need leaders on the battlefield, not just musicians. We need leaders. We need music that's gonna help make a difference in other people's life. We need rappers that's in the community doing positive things for these kids. Those things motivate me. Those are the things that motivate me. The people that actually believe in true Trappa music, or that not just listen to my music that's because it's a good sound, but just listen to my music because you've been through what I've been through, you feel my struggle.
And if you guys looked at the flyer that I had down my storyline, that actually is. So you guys can actually find it, just FYI, on the Facebook story. So it's actually his song, and I think you have a few of them up there, don't you?
Yeah, I got a few of them.
So, because I was listening and I was like, let me use the one that he told me, use this one. So, another flyer that I just couldn't get up on time. I'm like you, I'm like doing this, doing that, and I'm like, I just don't have enough time. I need an assistant to handle half of my stuff going on, but I had done another one. So, but this interview for sure have it going on with your music. So now, when you do your music, what is your biggest drive for your music that you do? What drives you the most to do your stuff?
Well, honestly, it kind of it depends. Like me, I write music. Yeah, it majority of, I'm not gonna say my songs are personal, but it has something to do with an event that happened to that took place in my life. But I think it's actually the life events that really drives me. It's the life events, the challenges in life that will drive me. That's what I speak on.
Now, as normally people who do things in the industry, right? We do things, I'm looking for the right wording. We do things that to people it's naturally, right? But there's always a story, like in the background, like for me, for example, oh, I used to always perform with my brother and I would act like I was doing this or that. And maybe that's why now I do things within the movie industry and it comes natural to me. You see what I'm saying? Like I tell people, for me, it's a curse, yet a blessing because I've never had to audition for any project that I do. I just get it. You know what I'm saying? Like I just go and they're like, okay, you got the part, you know? And I'm like, okay. Right. You know, so that type of thing for me is, can you hear me okay?
Yeah, I can hear you.
Okay. That type of thing for me makes, you know, I can give that background story. Well, I used to force my brother, and I'm gonna go into detail. I used to force my brother to do certain things with me, and he would be really mad because if he hears it, he'll get really mad if he hears this interview. So, yeah, he would get really mad at me, but I would force him to do it. But look at me now. Now he's probably grateful.
Yeah, it'd be like that at times, though. It always be like that. Always.
What's your story in that sense? You have a story, have somebody who really was that drive to help you, you know, get there thinking back, man, if it wasn't for this person doing this or making us do this or wanting to do this, I wouldn't be here.
Yeah, honestly, I think I have an uncle. He's gone now, but I have an uncle that always was behind me, always motivated me. And ever since my uncle passed, it was a point in time I stopped doing music. And when my uncle passed away, that's when I got back on it. But that was my main motivation right there. He was the next thing to my father. And my father had got killed. My father was murdered when I was at the age of 3, Fort Pierce. So after that, came home from prison, lost my uncle. I took more into this, getting back on my music. Uncle could have been here to see me make it right now. He'll be happy. So I got to continue. I got to do this. I got to push. Got to push.
Do you think that now, because I'm sure you've had like different connections along the way, do you think that now at this point where you're at in music and you're towards your goals, do you see yourself going the right way? the
Yeah,
right direction.
yeah. Now I do, most definitely. Now I do. I had to sharpen my eye. I had to put my hand in the fire a couple times. I had to learn the ins and outs of this music business. Like me just doing it intentionally. But yeah, most definitely now.
And I agree
All
with
for it.
you. This industry altogether is a nasty, all for themselves industry.
Yes.
It's
Yeah,
hard
very
to
good.
be genuine people. It really is. It's grimy. It's when I tell people it's grimy, it is grimy. You better be on your toes, expecting whatever, and have let it all slide off your shoulders. Have a cold heart about it, if that makes sense. Does that make sense?
It does. It does. It's no different from, excuse me, but it's no different from being in the streets. But
Hmm.
a lot of, and I
Absolutely.
think a lot of artists forget that when they get signed or reach $1 million or something, they forget that mentality that they're on because they're trying to, how can I say it? They're trying to be a professional.
Hmm.
But at the same time, you can't let those type of people and money change you. And
Absolutely.
a lot of people get that. A lot of people get that confused when they go into the music business, and they let a lot of things change them. They'll put money in front of you, put women in front of you, and it throws you off your focus from what you really doing it for.
Hmm. And you know what? I'm glad that you say that because it's the truth. A lot, that's a lot of what even I see. Like I'm just like, oh no, there's just certain things. You respect people's space, and one thing is just like I respect your space, and this is for everybody, not just you. I respect your space, and I'm respectful to you, and I expect the same respect back. You know what I'm saying? If you're not going to give it to me, I don't mess with you. And if I don't
Respect
mess
is
with
given
you,
to the
this is a
dog.
really small industry. Am I lying when I say this? This is a really small industry. Look at how you saw Plies out here, but now you're opening for him down there. It's a small industry. Don't close them doors because the hearsay, the word say of that person did this to me, it gets around really, really, really quick. Am I lying?
No, you're not. Especially when you actually trying to put a name for yourself.
There you go. There you go.
You
Do
always
people
have somebody watching you.
There you
You always,
go. That's exactly what I'm saying. See, and you get it, and I think when you really work in the industry, you get it. But you gotta be humble, and I guess find that thin line, right? Because you said you've been burnt a few times, right?
yeah,
And me too. Like I can admit, I'm like, cause I be like, man, I thought this person was like a saint. Like, what?
you'd be surprised. They'll torch you.
Not to be the devil.
They will torch you. It'll
You
be
know,
your family, friends, the closest person to you. The
absolutely.
closest person.
Absolutely. Absolutely. You hit that right on the nose. And I'm glad you said that because no matter what, when I do these shows, I want people to understand, even if you see Lunchtime with Dan and you might see her doing this project, that project, even if you see Two Trappa, we're real people, okay, with real problems that have dealt with certain situations in the industry. He's been trying to do this 2011, you said, right? Or was it even before that?
I will say 2009, 2009. But I actually, within the past 3 years, I actually started taking my music. I want to say taking it serious, but actually going the right way with it.
There you go. And you see, and that's what it takes. Because if you don't push and motivate and push those things away, it can be, and the reason why I think I understand you so much and I can relate is because I am from EG. I know how people, man, people out there can be grimy.
Grime is not even a word.
Huh?
Grime is not even a word.
You know it. You know it. You know it. Um, Pedro, I wanted to say what's up to you, aka Strength. I think you and Two Trappa would make some wonderful music together. I've been noticing that you're watching and that you're commenting. Man, you two should collaborate. I can connect you two. I'm just saying. He's from up north, and I just think y'all's flow would work good together. So um
I'm always down to do collaborations.
go ahead.
I'm always down to do collaborations. I love the work.
And look what Pedro said. Always willing. Y'all see, I be connecting people on lunchtime with Anna all the time. All the time. He is very motivated, guys. And this is why I thought this interview was very important. There are a few people from home that I've kind of followed them for a few, but did not ask for an interview because I just saw things that I see something different in him. And that's what I like. I like the different, right? So if you get the different, you get my attention. And trust me, there's people that watch. I know. Right now, I got a producer, Lucci. You guys know who I'm talking about, Lucci, who produced the song, who's looking for people to give music to and can't find the right artist because people are so grimy out there. You know what I'm saying? So this is the type of thing that if I can, I try to connect people and help them, because I do talk to some of these people and they'll be like, look, if you run across somebody, let me know so I can kind of follow them for a few and just kind of see. So you never know who's watching you on social media. Just have because it's happened to me a few times. That's how I've gotten projects and been called for things. I did an interview last week in Indiana, and I was being asked to open up. We're bringing up contracts to open up a few shows, making the announcements of who's going on and on. So, that I'm pretty proud of that too, because I'm like, I don't know too much about the music industry, but hey, I'll give it a shot. I'll give it a shot too. I just do podcast interviews, but hey, we started acting off of podcasting. I've started modeling, so it's that type of thing. So, you guys just never know. Just kind of keep an eye out. And I mean, I say that as Two Trapper probably knows who the people he's connected with, I'm sure, followed his profile. Don't be writing crazy stuff on social media. Some people y'all trip me out with y'all mess y'all be putting on there. Don't do it. That's not what social media is for. Social media is for getting your stuff out and promoting it to others. It's just my opinion. Okay.
Some of that actually builds the clout though when they do that. They don't realize it, but some of that actually builds the artist clout.
You think so?
Most definitely. Some of that builds the artist clout. We can't control what people do or what they say. We got some strange people in this world. It's gonna be strange.
Yeah.
You gotta let them be strange till they figure it out.
And you know what? And that's true too. Because now I've seen it too, where they start talking about people and then they're following those other people. So I guess you're right too, that yeah, you're right. And I guess in both ways, in both senses, I guess it can give credit. I guess you're right when it comes to that, Mike. My next question for you is, out of all your music that you have, and I'm sure you've written hundreds, because every writer, every artist I've spoken to has hundreds and hundreds. But out of all of those songs that you've written, which one is the most personal to you, that you're like, this one's personal?
That's kind of hard. Let me see. Overtime and I gotta go with overtime and bread grind. I gotta go with overtime and bread grind.
And why is that on both?
A bread grind is a situation I'm talking about. I'm going through a situation getting custody of my daughter. And that's a big thing that motivates me too. Also, I should have brought that up. That's the big thing that motivates me too and gives me the drive too to push myself. But I could say that's about the deepest I actually opened up into a song is bread grind. And I get the same thing from people like when I listen to it, I don't listen to it as when I listen to my music, I listen to my music as me listening to someone else. So when I'm hearing bread grind, it touches me myself. I'm feeling the struggle from this guy. I'm feeling, you feel me? It's taking me into this guy's personal life. Over time, it's an energy song. It's a high energy song. Over time, it's reminding myself that I never gave up. I kept pushing, regardless of the situations I was in. I even talked about a lot of situations I was in on it. But regardless, I put in overtime and I came up out of it.
Absolutely. And back to where you say that it gets personal with the custody part. Was this something that you really had to deal with, or was it just something that was a back and forth battle? You can see her, no, you can't.
It's something I'm actually still. It's something I'm still dealing. It's something I'm still dealing with. It's something I'm actually still dealing with, and it's like a back and forth tug of war thing.
Absolutely. I'm going to give you some advice, as I do with any guy. Just like the courts are there for the woman to put you on papers, the courts are also there for the man to go ahead and do the paperwork, to file his visitation, and not have her get her way. Because I am a firm supporter that it takes two parents to be there for that child. And we have to also realize that children need their absent parent in their life as well. So just like you and I don't know your situation, but just like you or any other guy can be put, or woman, on child support papers, they go to court and do that. You can also turn around and do a modification and do a hearing to make sure that you get visitation rights to that child. No matter what that mother says, once you're standing in front of that judge is not going to deny daddy their visitation. So just keep that in mind. Don't forget it. I don't care. Ladies, I don't stick up for you ladies if you don't let the father see you. I don't think it's right. Now, if the father wants to be absent, that's a whole different story. That's a whole different battleground there. But
Pedro, I agree with you. The system does slow dads down. They do put us in some situations.
And Pedro just told me, yeah, he's been through it too. We spoke just recently on the phone about his situation, and you know, like I said, continue fighting, even if it seems like it's never ending. Continue fighting, continue documenting, continue, because that's what women do. And I want to stick up for anybody who does to anybody, because the child has nothing to do with it, period. And it's a shame, because many dads out there are good dads and they're not allowed to see their children mother, you know. So in that sense, I commend you for trying to be with your child. It takes a man to do that, because any man can make a baby, right? But it takes a man to stand up and be like, I want my baby and I'm going to see my baby. And there's nothing you could do or say to not make me be around my baby. So we just continue that fight and continue moving forward. Now, with you personally, what's next?
I'm sorry, you can repeat that?
With you personally, after this project with Plies this coming weekend, what's next?
Well, it's up. It's up. It's up. It's most definitely up. I got my new album coming out. I have a new album coming out, GTP, Trappa GTP, Grind Through Pain. So hopefully October, fall, I'll be releasing that. And I have a lot of videos I'm about to get. I'm gonna have a lot of videos I have to drop. This is back to work, back to work. It's back to work.
October is a very special month to me. That's my birthday. I'm an October
my favorite. That's my uncle's birthday month. So it's most definitely back to work.
That's awesome. That's awesome. So my next question to you is how? How can they reach you? How can they find you on social media? How can they purchase your music? How can they listen to your music? Spill it all.
I'm on Trappa. I'm on every platform. You can type in Trappa. I'm copywritten Trappa. I just changed into the regular tool because I was having problems with fans finding my music. A lot of people typing in EG Trappa. That's just my Facebook name. It's EG Trappa. That's EG with the Roman numeral. Anybody who know how to use the Roman numeral, you use 2 capital I's. But I'm on every platform: Pandora, Apple Music, 500 plus music stores, Overtime. That's the banger right now. I got a couple hits, but Overtime is the banger right now. That's what we pushing. That's doing numbers right now. It's on Google, YouTube, Spotify, whatever you want to name it. EG2 Trappa Music, 2 Trappa, 2 Trappa, Roman numerals 2, however you want to put it in. It's gonna pop up.
I forgot. I wanted to ask you 2 more. I'm gonna ask you for a few more minutes of your time. I forgot. I had to ask you these questions. I have to ask you these questions. Who's your favorite artist?
That's selected. Plies one of my favorite artists. T.I. I like the Mo3. Mo3 was still. I'm still saluting Mo3.
Okay.
Tupac.
Okay. But who's your favorite? They're all good. Now I like all of them too. But you gotta have one favorite. Who do you mean? I think we lost him. He'll probably come back on. Let's give him a few seconds. There he goes. We lost him.
Like I was saying, I have to right now, as of today, I go with Plies. I have to rock with Plies. I have to rock with Plies. Dog ain't never changed up.
So yes, he did have great picks. And just for the record, T.I. and Tiny, they did buy a new home, but T.I. and Tiny's home is literally 5 minutes away from my house. So here in Georgia, I'm in Georgia now, not in Florida. Here in Georgia, so it is. King was actually in class with my 17-year-old now. They were in the same grade, same class, public school, down to earth people, just like you and me. So, and I actually saw Tiny. She's just absolutely, I hear all this negativity said about her, but she's absolutely beautiful in person. So, people will say what they say, but yeah, I was very fortunate to meet them both as well. And just like me, just like us having a conversation, it was regular, normal, our kids are in the same class, that type of thing. That was that. So, now, out of your career, which has been your best performance so far?
Which has been my best performance? I want to say my last show. My last show. I think this one's gonna actually be my best performance.
You know, I really, you know, what's got me like trying to figure out the schedule is because I have rehearsal at 9 o'clock the next morning, and it's mandatory. So I'm like, how am I going to do this? I got to figure out a way to do it. And I can't call out. They're like, no calling out, period. Y'all have to make it here. So I'm praying and I'm trying to find a way to get down there to West Palm Beach to be able to do this and be back home on time. On time. Now, my last question to you is this. Hang on. Oh, Pedro is asking, so too, Trappa, you working on any clothing? I ask because I draw, and maybe we can link up, not just on music, but do some clothing things as well.
Yes, I actually I'm working on Rich Entity and Two Trappa music. Yeah, we most definitely tell Pedro we most definitely need to link up. I actually designed my own clothing brand, not the clothing brand. I designed on my graphic.
Gotcha.
And this thing is getting on copywritten and going out with that.
Okay. All right, so Pedro, you heard that. That was the last question. Who would you most like to collab with? If any artist in this world, living or dead, who would you most like to collab with, if you could?
Well, it's like a little list, you know. Free NBA young boy one. Free NBA young boy. That'll be one. My brother, that'll be one. Most people still alive. Tupac, people still alive. We can find them, whatever it say. T.I., Plies, Boosie.
Oh, Boosie's a good one.
Jeezy.
I love Boosie. Y'all can tell I'm from the South. Like, if y'all listen to artists here saying, I'm like, yeah, I mean, oh, I love Boosie. I love Boosie. Yeah, that's a good one. I haven't heard that in a while. I listen to his music too. I love Boosie. So it's a lot of them. So then you would do a collab with all of them. You could.
Get them on one song. We can just go ham. We can just go ham.
And do you think if Pac was alive, you would be able to, you know, because he was ahead of his time, right? So he was talking about things happening now, right? Do you think that you would be able to match him up and be like, I got you, Pac, and finish that up just like him and Snoop when they collaborated together?
Yeah, most definitely. Those two was leaders. They was leaders.
Yeah.
Most definitely.
Yeah. My God, Two Trappa.
If I can get if I can get them two to go on, if I can get them to go on the verse first, most definitely. As long as they go first, most definitely.
I love it. I love it. I love it. I love it. Y'all are gonna see a lot more Two Trappa alone. I am so happy I was able to give him this opportunity to talk about what he has going on in this project with Plies. These interviews, trust and believe, is nothing from up from here on out. I am praying, and I am praying with you because, my friend, you will make this. You will make it, and y'all heard his name here, okay? Believe that. You guys heard his name here, and from here on out, like I said, I'm gonna make it my business. If not, let me know the next performance, and I will for sure be there if I'm not able to make it. Because when they said mandatory, I was like, oh. So,
yeah, we working on coming to Atlanta next.
We're
working on coming to Atlanta next. That'll be our next. That'll be my next tour area.
Really? Oh, no, that's even easier. If you're coming out here to ATL, because, I'm back and forth between both states, but that would be even easier. And like I said, I really look forward to it. I'm really looking forward to seeing what goes on with you. You guys follow him. If you guys want to get an interview from him, please interview him. And I will let you know of anything going on out here that I hear of from any of my friends within the industry as well.
It's a movie.
That's right. That's right. God bless you. Huge hug to my EG people. Love y'all. And I'll see y'all next week on Lunchtime with Anna. Ciao.